We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace. I got to do that over. You can learn so much more than you've ever learned before, which is actually the truth. Is 1000% the truth, but I do got to shoot that over because I just got to shoot it over. I got to do it better. I got to let people know, look, this is what we're doing. And plus, we no longer meet 3 to 5 days per week at all. At all. I dialed that back a lot. I like to give my people enough time to go out there and get dirty, go out there and fail, go out there and win. Go out there and figure things out. Go out there and be a content creator. Go out there and just blow up whatever empire that you're creating at the moment. Because right now, you know what I mean? You stay in a class and you're always up under your teacher. You're not going to go out there and really push yourself. So I force that. I force feed people that part right there. Y'all make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit the like button for me. Hit the hype button for me. Share this bad boy. Make sure you answer the video answer the poll that I asked. The 2 questions is this country moving in the right direction or is it moving in the wrong direction? Simple and plain. And y'all can answer that very effortlessly. It's not even that big of a deal. We about to rock and roll, man. I seen a video from the Cartier family. Shout out to the Cartier family, all them young men. Whoever raised them did a damn good job, for real. That's how I can tell that I'm getting older. Every time I meet a young person and we have a good conversation, or they're respectful or respectable, I always shout out their parents. I always give their parents honor. I give their parents love, man. I show their parents all glory, man, because looking at today's world and the fact that most young people are buried in their phones, are buried in their tablets, they're always on social media trying to fit in or just paying attention to all of the filth that's being fed to them. I will probably say it's a little more difficult to raise a child today than it was back in the day when we had less distractions. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Sharfman 1902, thank you so much for pulling up, and good afternoon to you as well. And shout out to everybody on Kick, on YouTube, on X, on Twitch. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. So I came across this video that I think you guys will love. Make sure y'all hang around because I want to hear your 2 pennies. And I plan on presenting this a little later as well in its own video. So it's not a part of the live stream. So you can skip all of this, all of the pleasantries, all of the me acknowledging people pulling up. What's going on, Deborah? Shout out to you. Me acknowledging everybody. You will see the video set up by itself after I run it through a quick edit. Shout out to you, Big Blue. Shout out to Big Blue, man. Keep doing your thing, big dog. And everybody also on Threads. Shout out to my people on Threads too. I've been having a good time over there as well. He said the last time I saw you, you thought I was talking against you. I was talking to the chat. I would never dispute your thoughts. They are yours. I'm a fan. Deborah, listen, I fuss at everybody, and my apologies for being mean. I probably was not having a good day. I probably was a little stressed that day. But you know what I mean? That's still no excuse. If I was very mean, hold my feet to the fire, for real. If I was an asshole, hold my feet to the fire. But we about to share this joint, man. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. And if you really do enjoy it, make sure that you share this bad boy, okay? Like this video and share this video so that we can get it cracking, all right? And I do realize what it looks like. I haven't touched YouTube's platform in a week. And that's how my bread is buttered, but I still haven't touched it in like a week, only because this political talk is not good for my mental. It's not good for my mental health. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all because there's so many things in a political world and my own personal world that don't mix very well. And I deal with that on a daily basis. I'm just keeping it a buck. But I'm not stressed out about it. I'm not anxious. I'm not pressed, nothing like that. It's just, one of those know when to hold them, know when to fold them type of things. So I'm spending a great majority of my time trying to build something outside of YouTube that's not working for a job, not that that's a big deal. You know what I mean? If that's what you do your thing. Shout out to everybody who are gainfully employed. Much love to you guys. But I've been working on things that I can make a living off of outside of YouTube. And not for nothing, but I've also been passing out my business cards to businesses all around Maryland and been meeting a whole bunch of really good people in the process. I will say this, though, before we move on to the video that we're about to discuss, because this joint is going to be fire. I promise you this joint is going to be fire. So one thing I will say is this, when you're watching videos online and an ad shows up trying to sell you something, you're more likely to click on that ad and purchase what's being sold online, right? Well, here I am walking inside of people's business establishments, asking to speak to the owner. And I'm talking to the owners, the managers, their employees, all those things. And I'm letting them know that I would love to consult their company and their staff on the importance of having an established YouTube channel or YouTube presence for your business and personally. And I'm handing them my business card. And if they ask me questions, they ask me questions. If not, I might explain a little bit more. And then I just roll out to the next company. And I do that all the time. Thing is, it's a little wild because here I am in the real world, shaking people's hands and asking them if they need help with YouTube content creation and consulting, those type of things. But I honestly think is important, it's imperative that anyone with a business, that you are established on YouTube in some type of way, because this can definitely push your brand, especially if you do it properly. And if you're working with someone who can actually guide you in the directions that you need to go, you'll spend less money, you'll spend less time, and you'll see a lot more success a lot faster. So it's a win-win for real. But it's still different talking to people face to face versus having an ad pop up in your face while you're watching the videos. What's going on, John Mondragon? I appreciate it. Yeah. All right. So to God be the glory. Please let me know one thing that you are grateful for inside of the chat. That would be appreciative. And shout out to all of my people that have if you've ever allowed me to coach you before, shout out to you. Much love to you. You have helped me out. You've helped me with my communication. You've helped me be able to explain how to get from A to Z in this whole social media world. And I'm appreciative of it. You also helped me believe that my business model is worth a damn. Like it's something that I can do great on. So thank you so much for that. All right, without further wait, let's go ahead and jump into it, man. I ran across this on the Cartier family. And if y'all don't know what the Cartier family is, you probably say Cartier family, but it's the Cartier family. Y'all missing out, man. Them young boys, they remind me of my sons. They remind me of my daughters. Like they're just well raised, very articulate, very intelligent young men, educated young men, respectable young men, locked in, focused young men. You know what I mean? Shout out to them. And I don't know if y'all remember, but when Vivek Ramaswamy was trying to gear himself up to run for president or to be selected as vice president, he was like, I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall. However it works, I'm going to go this way. You know what I mean? A businessman making all this money, working on the H-1B visas and everything. The Cartier family actually interviewed him, and it was dope. It was dope. So shout out to them young men, and also any parents out there that's watching me right now. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. Give yourself a pat on the back. You know what I mean? Give yourselves a round of applause, because what you are doing is extremely important as well. How you've raised your children, how you've raised up your family, how you've instilled certain values into the people that come out of your circle and your household. Much love to you, man. We need a lot more of that, because people will fall and they will fail, and they will always pit blame on politicians. They'll put blame on teachers, as if they'll put blame on the police for having to do their jobs. You know what I mean? They'll put blame on stores and businesses for closing down. I can't believe they are leaving our neighborhood. We need them in our neighborhood. How else are we going to eat? How are we going to get our bandages and our medicine and all this other stuff? Not realizing that we contribute. The least of these, the worst of us, contribute to these companies going out of business. So shout out to all you guys, man. I appreciate you who are here with me, and let's go ahead and rock out. Don't forget, guys, hit that like button, and if you want more people to pull up, let them know what we're doing over here, and hopefully they will pull up. Let's get to it.
The Civil Rights Act is lauded as the crowning achievement of the civil rights movement that finally ended legal racism and brought about equality for Black people in America. But today, America is still accused of institutional racism, key liberties such as freedom of association were sacrificed, and racial tensions are rising. So what happened? In this video, I will go over the Civil Rights Act and give my honest thoughts on its consequences. And if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, it helps the channel. One of the goals of the Civil Rights Act was to oppose Jim Crow laws that often forced private business owners to segregate and not service customers on the basis of group identity. This is a fair goal. Jim Crow laws were a flagrant breach of freedom of association. That is, the right of an individual to choose with whom he shares company and does business with, free from coercion. But instead of defending freedom of association, Title II of the Civil Rights Act instead mandated that an individual must do business with customers on the basis of identity, or suffer consequences. It's the same violation of liberty as Jim Crow, just in reverse. Why wasn't upholding freedom of association enough by itself? On paper, the idea that private owners were now forced to not reject customers on the basis of identity sounds good. An end to the irrational refusal to service people based solely on the color of their skin.
Right.
But things are rarely that simple. Economists have long argued that it is unnecessary to force private businesses to desegregate because the market already provides the proper incentives. An irrationally racist owner who refuses customers for no good reason is losing out on business and gets outcompeted by a non-racist rival, thus rendering the clause unnecessary as the market would sort this out on its own. But defenders of the Civil Rights Act argue that despite these market incentives, racist business practices still dominated large parts of America, even in the absence of Jim Crow laws. And they're not wrong. Both sides are factually correct. So what's going on here? There's only one answer. What if the racist business owner isn't being irrational? What if, hypothetically, there was a group of people who, on average, while being serviced, are more likely to refuse to pay, to steal items, to harass other customers and staff, and generally cost the private owner more? What if he was forced to spend money on additional security, specifically to protect products typically used by that certain group?
Now, you see this right here? Now, this is important because they're talking about how business owners try to be fair and they try to appease everyone so that you not feel like you're being, targeted unfairly, and you don't feel like they're being racist toward you. But then stores will have to, they're forced to lock up stuff that Black people use. This is strictly stuff that Black people use. I doubt you'll see is any sunscreen in here? Is any sunscreen in here? It's all Black stuff. You know what I mean? It's stuff that we go in there, we grab, and we try to boost. We try to go out there and sell, try to resell. Or we just go in there because we need it, but we ain't got the money for it. So we just go in there and no swiping. They got what? Perms? They got perms in here. They got all this black hair products, you know what I mean? And it's unfortunate because when I go to the store and I'm looking for soap, I shouldn't have to call someone from the front to come to the back to unlock the soap. Come on, bruh. This is absolutely insane. But you're right. Sometimes these companies have to do certain things like this in order to make sure that they're not being taken advantage of. And then if they're taken advantage of too much, we already know what happens then. They leave the neighborhood. Like they close their doors. They roll out. They put they put their business somewhere else where they'll actually be able to do business and make money again instead of having to add extra security and follow people around the stores to make sure that they're not trying to steal their products.
What if the additional business from the honest members of that group wasn't worth the increased risk of the dishonest members of that group? That would explain the situation perfectly. Some of you may counter-argue, claiming that the real reason for the business owner's actions is because the majority of his clients are racist, so he'd lose out on business if he integrated. Perhaps that's true, but then we'd have to ask, why are his clients being racist? Are they also irrational? Or is there something to it? The same logic applies to employment. Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act, probably the most controversial title, forced an end to discrimination in hiring practices. It suffers the same issues as Title 2, except worse, because what counts as discrimination? A racist employer could always argue that a candidate came up short in some arbitrary way, and there'd be no way of telling if he was being discriminatory or genuine. So the government came up with a solution in future years: disparate outcomes. In essence, a court decides what counts as an identity group, compares it to another identity group, and if there's a discrepancy in outcome, assumes the cause is always discrimination. Because there's definitely nothing else that could possibly account for differences between group averages. It's effectively a legal mandate enforcing the blank slate theory, even though it's been debunked over and over again. The consequences were dire. Businesses now felt like they had to hire a certain number of minorities, or else face legal consequences.
Wow.
This led to the development of race quotas, affirmative action, and other travesties.
Wow.
The Civil Rights Act was meant to protect people from discrimination, but race quotas do exactly the opposite. A qualified candidate that would have been hired otherwise could be rejected simply because he wasn't of a protected group.
Now that right there, and I'm not going to continue to stop this too much. Let me go ahead and take this back a little bit so we won't miss anything. But that's what we're dealing with now when it comes to affirmative action, when it comes to DEI practices, when it comes to, I mean, just the fact that there's a bunch of people out there who are graduating from college and they're going out there to the workforce. And they're trying to make some money. They're trying to start a family. They want to purchase some property. They want to move out of their family's home and have an apartment for themselves and get a vehicle. And in order to do that, you have to have some money coming in. But because of these unfair work practices, they have to hire a certain amount of others before they hire you. Now, a black person like myself, we benefit off of this. And it's not for nothing. It's because of what happened in the past. We benefit off of it. We go sign up for the job, we go apply, and they have to have a certain amount of positions set aside just for us. Whether we qualify or not, they have to give us the job. Guess what? You lose out if you're not black. You lose out if you're not brown. If you're just Caucasian, you're lost because it's automatically assumed that you benefit off of white privilege. And I know I'm laughing, man, but I think it's absolutely hilarious for real because this is the world we're in and people fight for this all the time. And another thing, I was on this is real quick, right? So I was on Threads, which is Instagram's version of X. But it's really like Blue Sky because there's a whole bunch of Democrats over there and they support one another. They just go hard for one another. That's it. Everybody else, we're not messing with you too much. But so I was over there, and one guy said to me when I introduced myself, he said, I let him know that I voted for Trump. I'm a black conservative, all this other stuff. Although I voted Democrat my entire life, this dude said, because I voted for Trump, I am the reason that his wife and a lot of his women family members lost their jobs due to DEI programs being shut down. And I said, no, that's your wife and all of those other people you're talking about. That's their fault, because you guys were getting so loud and proud talking about we are better than white people. We make more money than them. We are more educated than them. We are this. We don't need y'all for nothing. We don't need this. We don't need that. We don't need that. And guess what? We got a president in office who says, oh, really? Then put your money where your mouth is. We're shutting down all DEI stuff, especially because of Jasmine Crockett, especially because of Joyless Reed, especially because of other women like Don Lemon. I mean, because when you have people constantly brag and boast that you don't need us and you're better than us, and then we say, okay, you're better than us and you don't need us, then we're going to take away all DEI programs. And guess what? You fend for yourself at that point. And they're like, wait a minute, you're doing that because you're racist, you're racist, you're racist. Well, this is exactly what this video is talking about. The favoritism, the imbalance. You know what I mean? And now things are being straightened out and people are really upset. Okay, let's continue.
Simply because he wasn't of a protected group. And the company wants to preemptively protect themselves against accusations of discrimination. And perhaps even worse is the chosen enforcement system. If an individual felt like a company was discriminating against a protected group, they could file a report with a federal agency called the EEOC, which would investigate the claim. And
oh, whoa. Did y'all see that? Hold on. Did you see that? Did you see this? Hold up. I need y'all to see this right here. Do you see how he wrote that? I was qualified in shit. What's he supposed to be a black? What's going on, Nick P, man? Shout out to Nick P, brother. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the love, man. Much love to my brother Nick P in New York, in NYC. The man, that's the man right there, bro. That is the man, bro. Gave me an experience I would have never had if it weren't for you, man. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you, man. Do y'all see how he wrote it? I was qualified in shit. He wouldn't give me the job and I was qualified in shit. Bruh, that's kind of racist. That is kind of racist, man. I was qualified in shit.
Federal agency called the EEOC, which would investigate the claim and then demand some kind of compensation. The most common way of which was for the company to just pay them, which provided a financial incentive for citizens to constantly cry racism with no consequences. If the company refused, the EEOC would sue them and bring them to court. At that point, the company would have to try to prove their innocence, and the only surefire way of doing that is having equal representation among all protected groups, which is what caused the race quotas in the beginning. And as the number of protected groups expanded, not just race but also gender, orientation, etc., the worse these systems became, leading to modern-day DEI initiatives. Another controversial title was Title IV, focusing on desegregating education and building upon the Brown v. Board of Education ruling from 10 years prior. There's a misconception that the Civil Rights Act only targeted public education. In truth, while Title IV did only focus on public education, Title VI put pressure on private schools by withholding funding. And later, in 1976, following a Supreme Court decision, Title IV was effectively expanded to all forms of education. Parents were not happy about this. They really didn't want to put their kids in the same institutions as kids of other certain groups.
Especially Joe Biden. He said that he didn't want his children to be in a racial jungle. He was completely against it. But Joe Biden, oh sweet Joe Biden. He was not racist. He didn't have a racist bone in his body. Let me stop bringing him up before the black people go in on me.
Of other certain groups, and some opted for homeschooling or local community schooling. But why? The official narrative is that they were just too racist, too full of irrational hatred. That might have been the case for some of them, but just like for the business owners, what if there was a more rational concern? Could it be that a certain group was known to, on average, be more delinquent, bully kids more, cause problems, and turn faculties into hotbeds for crime? Bully kids more, cause problems.
All right, so let me open this up right here so you guys can see it. All right, I want you guys to see it. It says percentage of U.S. high school students who were in a physical fight in 2017 by gender and ethnicity. All right, now we're going to go over the females. The people who were in the most fights. The gray is the black people. So the black females were in 29.1% of the fights. Following closely to them is the Hispanics, who are in the red at 21.2%. We're just up here at the females. And then the blue, which are all races and ethnicities, 17.2%. And the black, which are the white people. So the white kids don't fight as much and they don't start as much stuff. The white girls don't start as much stuff. Now let's go down to the boys. All right. The boys, the males. Black people are leading at 37.2% in starting fights, being in fights, being very aggressive. And then after that, it is Hispanics. No, it's all races and ethnicities at 30%. And that in a 0.1% less than that will be the Hispanics, the Hispanic males. And then the white kids, the white boys were the last to be in fights. And you know what I mean? So we need to take that into account too, because a lot of us say that we're looking at this whole Carmelo Austin Metcalf thing. And now we're releasing new information talking about how Austin Metcalf was very racist. Him and his brother were being arrested for spray painting racist symbols on the wall and calling people N-words and beating up girls and all this other stuff. And we're like, okay, but were they like, was that the case for all of the kids in there? Like, was this actually like a culture that they were living by, like a creed? And it wasn't. It wasn't. Some kids are just assholes, and some are not. And they're trying to paint the picture saying that if he was that mean and he was that racist, then 9 times out of 10, Carmelo was afraid for his life. And that's the only reason why he did what he did. So he should be released. 35 years as racist. We should get this whole thing dropped now because we found out that Austin was racist. So now that's where we are right now. All right.
And turn faculties into hotbeds for crime. Could it also be that due to innate differences between the averages of those groups, that the faculty would have to accommodate for their unique challenges, therefore reducing the overall quality of education for the rest?
Racist.
If that were the case, then it would make sense that these parents would prefer to homeschool or set up local faculties of trusted community members, instead of sending their kids to public facilities, which is exactly what they did. But of course, that's not real integration, and homeschooling was a legal gray area at the time. So the federal government resorted to sending armed troops to force attendance in desegregated faculties. If parents didn't send their kids, they could be hit with fines, jail time, or even lose custody. Here's a thought. If you need the threat of violence against another group to force them to associate with your group because they refuse to do so otherwise, maybe the problem isn't them. And why do you even want to associate with them so badly? If they're so irrationally hateful towards you, why would they make good associates? Unless, of course, there's something about their society that you want that your group can't replicate.
Wow.
Because here's the truth. If your group provides value to those they interact with, people will naturally want to associate. You don't need force. Forced association is only necessary for those who have nothing to offer, but plenty to take. So here's my review for the Civil Rights
Wow.
Act. 1 out of 10.
Hold up. This right here is heavy, bro. Like, please tell me if y'all are following along. This right here is absolutely heavy. It's heavy. And it's spitting some facts because, all right, so we're always complaining, and I'm talking about we as in black people, we're always complaining that we're not included or we're excluded because of our race, or it seems like we're being treated differently. And we never look in the mirror and understand why. Like, sometimes people get it wrong. I'm not going to say that they always get it right. Sometimes they get it wrong. Sometimes they get it wrong. But sometimes they get it right. Sometimes we are loud for no reason. Sometimes we are violent for no reason. Sometimes we aren't performing at the level we should be performing. Sometimes we don't deserve to be in the running or in the conversation or in the program or in the sport because we fell short on certain qualifiers. We don't have to go get Ben Crump or Al Sharpton or one of those guys to bully people to allow us to be a part of it. That's not how they go. That's exactly what they're trying to do in the WNBA. It's like they're trying to weasel, they're trying to sneak and have their way, but they don't want to have the real conversation in order to have their way. If they were willing to have the conversation, which is publicly defining what the W is in WNBA, which nobody in that association wants to do, publicly defining, telling us what the W stands for in WNBA, until they do that, what's the point? Like, if you don't want to deal with a damn question, why should we allow you to be able to play the game? Why should we allow you? Why should we even entertain you? So now you look at all these ex-NBA players and they're making fun of it. And you're wondering why? Why are they making fun of our women? Why don't they just stay out the way and leave us alone? It's because these men who are making fun of it are trying to just let you know how much they actually love women. They love women. Like, we want women to have a fair shot at the game that they love. And that's for any sport that you're in. Because we see the disadvantages when a man enters your sport. Whether he has a wig on, he has new breasts or a new vagina or not, his natural makeup is different than a woman's, period. And it's unfortunate that we're in a place where we have to express these things. We have to have these conversations, but it's necessary. And back to this right here, black folk, we can't always we need to be, they put us out of their restaurant. Tell us why you put us out. Tell me why you put us out. Because you are being too loud. Because you're filming in here. Because this, that, and other. Because you keep on being rude to the waiters. You're being rude to the waitresses. You're like, it's like, come on. What else do you want us to do? Like bending over backwards so that you can be a part of something that you already don't want to be a part of? Because if you did, then you will be respectful. If you did, you will show that you appreciate where you are right now and what you're a part of. But most times, nah, that's not the case. That's not the case. They're running from it. And like this is kind of, I completely get it, but this is an honest review from the point of view of the author of this video of civil rights.
To have nothing to offer, but plenty to take. So here's my review for the Civil Rights Act. 1 out of 10. It calls the very thing it claims to stand against. People are more racist now and more afraid than they've been in a long time. And when you combine it with data from black families from before the 1960s and after, I think it's clear no one won with this arrangement.
Facts. Hold on. Let me back this up just a little bit.
Families from before the 1960s and after.
All right. So this is what the guy was saying. Okay. Let me open this up right quick. All right. What is called civil rights today has in many cases become a civil wrong. Ooh, that's a bar. The right to impose costs and risks on others without their consent. That's Thomas Sowell. And Not for nothing, I just now had my Thomas Sowell shirt on at the gym yesterday. I just now had my Thomas Sowell, not the day before yesterday. I had my Thomas Sowell shirt on at the gym, representing. You know what I mean? I like Thomas Sowell. And it's unfortunate that every single Black History Month, we learn about people, Black people, in our country that paved the way, that did something extraordinary, who was some of our brightest minds and most successful. Guess whose name never came up in all of the years on throughout February, when we had to learn about people in Black history? Thomas Sowell's name never came up. Clarence Thomas' name never came up. They were pushing a certain agenda in school ever since I've been in elementary school. That's it. And then when I learned about Thomas Sowell, it was while I was doing reactions, like maybe 3 years ago, 2.5 to 3 years ago, when I very first came across Thomas Sowell's name. So shout out to this brother. Thomas Sowell said, what is called civil rights today has in many cases become a civil wrong. The right to impose costs and risk on others without their consent. And yes, today, with all of the freedoms that we have, bro, with all of the freedoms that we have, we are the most racist today than we've ever been. What about slavery? What about Jim Crow? What about it? What about it? When the Lord bless you to get through something, you got to leave that something in the past and then work with what you have today. And then you got to be hella grateful to have gotten through the thing that the Lord has gotten you and your family through. You don't continue to bring that up and throw it in people's face and say, I want more. I want more. What about this? We want more. What about this? We want more. What about this? We want more. Doesn't that pretty much explain what Adam and Eve went through? They had everything but one tree. Everything. They had access to everything but one tree. And I know y'all like, I don't believe in that story. Feel free not to believe all you want. But a lot of y'all know the story. And a lot of times when we fail to look at our abundance, we're focusing on lack. And that's exactly what a lot of us Black people are doing today. And I'm trying my best not to sound like a jerk or a coon, as you call me, but it just is what it is. We're always fighting for more and more and more and more and more and more and more. But are we good stewards of what the Lord has already blessed us with? Because when you're a good steward of what the Lord bless you with, you're going to get more. The same way that this video covered, that when you are a good person and when you add value and when you bring peace to a situation, guess what's going to happen? 9 times out of 10, you're going to be welcomed with open arms. People are going to seek you out to be around them. And you're going to get more opportunities because you showed up with a better spirit. You showed up ready to help. You showed up ready to teach. You showed up with no demands, no expectations. You showed up ready to enjoy that was placed in front of everyone to enjoy. Not to be special because I'm Black. Not to be complaining, bitching, and moaning and talking about, well, I need more because I'm Black. I need this because I'm Black. I see how you looking at me is because I'm Black. They put, I said I wanted cheese on my burger. They didn't put cheese on my burger. And it's because. So that's what I'm talking about, man. It's absolutely insane. Shout out to you all. The real captain, and I have to point this out again, and I know Nick P is probably not here anymore, but brother, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. For real. Thank you for always pulling up and showing out for the brother. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to Nick P. All right, so let me see. Alexandria says, let me see. Yeah, Thomas Sowell is awesome. Him and Larry Elder. Definitely didn't hear nothing about Larry Elder in no daggone class. Larry Elder's name never came up in Black history ever, ever, and he has a phenomenal story. Larry Elder has a dope story for real. It's a bunch of them that got great stories. Thomas Sowell has a great story. Like you would think that these guys are just cornballs that gave their life away to the white man and never stood up for black justice. You couldn't be further from the truth. You couldn't be further from the truth. A lot of these guys grew up in poverty. They had to fight their way to get to school just like everybody else. They had to fight to get to the top of their class and go to the universities that they wanted to attend. A lot of them fought in the military and decided to take up an expertise while there. I believe Thomas Sowell's expertise while he was in the military was being the photography guy. Like he made sure that he captured everything that was happening out there in the field. Like he was still out there close in battle, but he had to make sure that I got this footage. That was equally important. Why didn't we hear about that brother? Especially what he represents. He's a freaking genius. Thomas Sowell is literally a genius. Like it makes no sense to me. But I bet they teach us about Harriet Tubman every damn. Not that her name shouldn't be mentioned, but come on, we hear about Harriet Tubman every damn week. I mean, every month. We're gonna hear about Dr. King because he gave a speech every month. We're gonna hear about Malcolm X because he was his arch nemesis every month. We're going to hear about Jesse Jackson. We're going to hear about Al Sharpton. We're going to hear about Mike Tyson, Bill Cosby. Like we're going to hear about all the rappers and actors and all the artists and all that other stuff. Everybody in Hollywood that's black, we're going to hear about him. Harry Belafonte, we're going to hear about him. I would have much rather heard about Thomas Sowell than some damn Harry Belafonte. Now, not trying to take anything from Harry Belafonte, because in order to do that well, in Hollywood, you have to be great at whatever you're doing. And it's all about timing too. But it's also about, how intense you are about achieving your goals. Do you have some stick-to-itiveness about you? Like it takes more than just being black. Trust me, if it was just being black, I would be so damn wealthy right now. Like, God, what? For being black? I'm black. I'm black as hell. Look at me. Look at me, big nose, big lips, long nappy hair. Huh? Dark skin. You know what I mean? I'm outside for hours working in the sun with no sunscreen on and feeling good. Only thing that messes up my day is mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes. I think mosquitoes are the most racist insects in the world because they only bite black people. What will make the graph more comprehensive is the demographics of who is fighting who and who is starting the fights. Here's the thing, Cole, and shout out to Cole for saying that, but guess what? The fights amongst black people are usually with other black people. The same way that we keep on talking about per capita. On Instagram, on X, I wrote that per capita is racist. Not because I believe it, but because that's usually the argument that people bring up whenever we're discussing violence and violent crimes around our country. And then people will bring up per capita, and then Democrats will automatically go to, see, that's racist. That's racist. Why would you even talk about per capita? You can't talk about per capita. Yes, you can. You can go to stats when having good discussions. But I'm only saying that to say this. The crimes that we commit are on people who are close to us. It's proximity crimes. It's not racial crimes, it's proximity crimes. And also, not only is it proximity crimes, but in places like DC, Maryland, and Virginia, it becomes race crimes because guess who's also within close proximity of the black people? Whites, Hispanics, Africans, Ethiopians, Asians, you name it. In close proximity. But guess what? We still purport we are still more violent and more dangerous amongst our own. The same way white people do other white people dirty often. These are stats. They're not lies and they're not opinions. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, it's like we're always bitching and moaning about what the white man owes us and what the white man did to us. What about what we do to ourselves? That's like when Jesse Lee Peterson has people on his channel and he asks them, especially if they got on t-shirts that say Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. He asks them, do Black lives really matter? And they say yes. And he say to who? They say to everybody. And he says, why don't we act like Black Lives Matter? How can we hurt each other so much if we're so together? How can we take advantage of each other so damn much if we're so together? How can we unaliven each other at a high clip if we're so together? If we love each other so much? I mean, we voting with each other, and if another black person don't vote with you, decides to vote for Trump, then this person is our enemy. Whether they hurt you or not, they are your enemy. Come on, bro. It makes no sense whatsoever. Black women, when a black woman finds out that a black man voted for Trump, he is automatically placed in a group of individuals that hate black women. You can't possibly love black women if you vote for Trump. That's the word on the street. So yeah, I appreciate what Randall King does for the black youth. Absolutely. That's the young. Do y'all know who Randall King is? Anybody? They call him King Randall. That brother, he teaches them patience. He teaches them how to be kind. He teaches them different skill sets, like electrician skill sets. He bring electricians in there and show them how to wire up different things. He bring in people who are in carpentry, show them how to build. He bring in mechanics, show them how to fix and maintain a vehicle. He bring in people who work on the streets and the roads. He show you how to use a power wash. He shows you how to respond to police properly. He shows you how to dress. He shows you how to speak to adults, how to use yes, sir, and no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You know what I mean? He shows you to believe in yourself. He shows you how to keep up with yourself. He shows you that that knowledge is power. He shows you that nobody should be able to knock you out your square. That's something that I grew up on. I grew up in a bad area, and so did my wife. But I didn't always give in to violence. Sometimes I handle things the way that you would say somebody is a bitch because they didn't handle things the way that you thought, that you wanted to see a fight so bad. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm good. But then I was also the guy that started fights for no reason. I started fights with bullies for no reason. Well, it wasn't for no reason. It was because I'm feeling aggressive right now. And the person I feel good fighting right now will be somebody else who cause problems with other people that don't want these type problems. Well, today I want these type problems, and those will be the people. So it's like, I get it, but understanding gang culture, understanding idiot culture, like, does white trash have a culture? I'm sure rednecks have a culture, right? Well, that's the same thing. That's the same way with every other group of individuals. Gang culture. I never understood it. Don't care for it. They keep telling this lie that gangs were created to protect the community. I don't believe that crap. It was created to protect the community. Well, now they're clearly not protecting the community, but you still allow them to operate in your neighborhoods without checking them. Come on, bro. Come on, man. We need to realize that we're all here together, black, white, and other. And that if another country come knocking on our doorstep trying to cause harm to us, we're going to have to fight together. It ain't gonna be no white versus black. Like, it's idiots in our country right now who hate our president so much that if another country bombs or kills some of our airmen, some of our Navy guys or women, some of our Army guys or women, that they actually celebrate. And these are Americans, bro. These are Americans. Let them find out that one of our servicemen or one of our guys in the military who are away at war right now were captured or unalived. They literally celebrate that. Please make that make sense. That makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Let me see. Yeah. Nobody seriously thinks giving the FBAs their flowers and reparations will make them slow their roll and turn down their volume. No, they're not. They're just going to lift the volume and they're going to get quicker with their roll. But I understand the FBI's separation from other African Americans. I understand it. I can explain it if you want to those that don't. I don't know if a lot of y'all have been seeing FBA all over the place, and you probably don't have a true understanding of what they represent or what their whole thing is about. But I can break it down for you if you like. You know what I mean? And also, I mean, just think about, I ask people all the time, and if you haven't already and you're here, I ask you, if you haven't done it already, to list 2 things that you're grateful for. 2 things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for life, and I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful that I'm back in the gym, going hard. Check the guns out. Check the guns out. Skinny guy back in the gym. Yeah. Skinny guy back in the gym, doing my thing, man, trying to get my weight up a little bit. My problem is I cannot force myself to eat. They say, if you want to get muscles, then you got to eat. Well, you also got to work out. And I do a whole lot of that. I do a whole lot of working out. Like I'm becoming, you know, my old self in the gym, for real. And I make sure I eat a whole bunch of water. I mean, I drink a whole bunch of water. Got my microplastics in and everything. Also, guys, we about to move on to the next story. Thank y'all so much for pulling up and being a part of what we got going on. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal. Please do me a favor, hit that like button. That's the only price of admission for our videos. I got some other things that I would like to share with you guys, but first I want y'all to hit that like button. Also, I want to say that the very first what do you call the very first the very first video that you saw when you clicked my live stream, it was a commercial about me coaching and consulting and everything. Yes, I do that. If you know anybody with a business or you yourself are trying to get into YouTube, I would love to give you I would love to coach you. I would love to show you how to get to it with least amount of money spent out of your pocket, least amount of time and effort spent on your behalf trying to figure things out yourself. That's something that I do. And eventually, after I teach you all of it, I'm going to slide away and let you figure it out yourself, because I don't like hand holding. I don't like hand holding. I'm more of a coach than I am a teacher. I'm far more of a coach than I am a teacher. So, but I would love for y'all to reach out to me. And if you want me to come speak to your company and your students or your employees to let them know how to do this thing efficiently, like actually make some waves on YouTube or any other platform, because I'm actually starting to learn a whole bunch of these platforms for real. And it's not always about the size of your audience that gets you any type of movement, gets you any type of motion. It's about knowing what to post, when to post, how to communicate inside of these platforms with least amount of time and effort. Okay. It's just how to do this, do that. And it's so that you can eventually make some money off of it. It's so that you can potentially retire from your jobs from doing this. It's so that you can add to your home with extra money. That's what it's for, to be honest with you. I ran across this company yesterday when I was handing out my business card, and the name of the company is here. I got a whole box of these joints, a whole box of these joints from Staples. See that? Yeah, check out my business card. Yeah, I'm so super proud of them. So I'm doing coaching and consulting, letting people know that I'm teaching everyone the importance of having a established YouTube channel. I mean, and I'm showing them how to do it all. But so I went in this one company. It was called Mobility City. Turns out they're owned by, there's a huge franchise. They have 41 locations all over America. And they are allowing people to buy into their franchise, and they're giving you all of the steps, everything that you need in order to buy into their franchise called Mobility City. Just in case you don't know what Mobility City is, it's a company that services and rents out scooters and automatic wheelchairs and those types of things for senior citizens who need them to move around, go to and fro. You know what I mean? Because they want to go to the movies, they want to go to the store, they want to go to the church, they want to move around the way that they want to move around. So, really nice couple named Diane and Vinny Barada. I watched a video on them. Someone did an interview on them a couple of years ago, but it was posted on their on their YouTube channel, and it might have 100 or so views. That's it. But this couple is phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. When you think about how they met, bro, it's beautiful. When you think about why they do what they do, it's awesome. It's absolutely phenomenal. And one thing I notice is their YouTube channel can do some help. Their website can use some help. Them being platformed on a platform that has a rotund following can use some help. So at the end of the day, hey, Crayons, why? What do you get out of this, bro? What do you get out of this? Like, come on, bro. What do you get out of this? I don't get it, man. Like, you forcing me to do something I hate doing. I don't like blocking people. I don't like removing people. Like, I don't like doing none of that, bro. But come on. I'm going to put you in timeout for 30 minutes. Yeah, put you in timeout for 30 minutes, Crayons. Because that's just ridiculous, bro. That's just ridiculous. We're trying to have a good conversation, and you pull out with the BS. But anyway, so Diane and Vinny Barada, I reached out to them, called their company. I spoke to someone on the phone. I didn't speak out to them. I spoke to someone on their phone. I sent them an email. And I'm waiting to hear back from them because I would love to interview them. And if this is a couple that you would like to see interviewed on this channel, please let me know. If you're not interested at all, let me know that as well. But I think that they will add a lot of value to this channel, especially looking at my demographic. I realize that a lot of people that watch my channel are between the ages of 40 and 60 years old. And because of that, they can add some value to your life because they provide something that a lot of you will be interested in. Also, they provide a lane for business growth, to make some money, to start something that you and your family could be proud of. Like, seriously, it's dope. It's absolutely dope. All right. Shout out to President Trump for doing his thing, man. I came across this on X earlier today. Why this is important? This is important because 163 children were found in Florida. 163 children were found in Florida. And guess what? Mainstream media has not really been reporting on it. Not because of the three gentlemen that they have who are white men. These creeps who did it. They're white. But they're saying that these children were taken from brown places all over the world. Let me see. Hold on one second. See it. Hold on 1 second. Uh, 1 second. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Yeah. Let's see. See here. It says Florida Attorney General James Utmeyer and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FDLE, announced on or around August 25th, 2026, the recovery of 163 missing children, ages ranging from 2 months to 17 years. Their ages range from 2 months to 17 years. During Operation Statewide Shield. Now, this was described as Florida's first statewide child recovery initiative and one of the largest of its kind in the states and reportedly U.S. history. Key confirmed details from official statements and multiple news outlets says it was a roughly 5-day multi-agency effort involving state, local, federal partners, child welfare groups, and others, focused on identifying, locating, and recovering missing endangered children. Recoveries by Florida region included Tampa Bay, 46 kids was found in Tampa Bay, Miami, 41 kids were found in Miami, 32 kids were found in Jacksonville, 21 was found in Orlando, 12 were found in Myers, Pensacola, 8, and 3 in Tallahassee. Some children were also located in other U.S. state territories and internationally. Reports mention places including Alabama, California, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Tennessee, Puerto Rico, and countries such as Brazil, Canada, Colombia, Mexico, and others. Many of the children had experienced abuse, neglect, exploitation, or exposure to criminal activity, including human trafficking in some cases. All right. They were taken to recovery hubs to support services. Multiple arrests were made in connection with the operation. Specifics vary by report, but include charges related to lewd, lascivious acts with minors, interference with child custody, and similar offenses. Investigations continued afterward. All right. Yeah. So this is what it looked like, guys.
Yo, oh my God.
163 missing children have been found during a Florida-led operation that is now being called one of the largest child recovery efforts in United States history. The 163 children ranged from 2 months old to 17 years old. Officials reported 46 recoveries through the Tampa Bay region, 41 through Miami, 32 through Jacksonville, 21 through Orlando, 12 through Fort Myers, 8 through Pensacola, and 3 through Tallahassee. Although this operation was organized and led in Florida, some cases took investigators beyond the state. FDLE says that the operation also resulted in children being located or recovered in 6 additional states, Puerto Rico, and 12 other countries. Children were all missing under very different circumstances, so officials said that some were runaways, while other cases involved custody disputes, unsafe foster care situations, abandonment, neglect, abuse, or suspected human trafficking.
All I want to say is, how many kids were we finding? How many people were we locking up in pedophilia rings or human trafficking rings or drug trafficking rings during the Biden-Kamala administration? Feel free to answer that in the comments. I want to be fair. I really want to be fair. But people act like I'm an asshole or I'm wrong for voting for somebody who actually gets sugar honey iced tea done. But I'm seeing that a lot of these kids are being found during the Trump administration. A lot of people are being found and arrested through the Trump administration. So I would love to hear from you all. Please comment under the video, DM me, let me know what you think. But during this administration right here, a lot has been done positively to bring our children back home, to shut down these drug rings, shut down these crime rings. Like, what's going on? I remember when a movie came out called Sounds of Freedom. Y'all remember that movie? Do you remember also that when it was inside of the movie theaters, they was trying to ban it? Like, they was trying to keep it to one theater and that's it. They were only putting it in very small theaters. They weren't trying to put it all around the country at all. The Democrats didn't even want to talk about it. They acted as if it was like some type of conservative hit piece, or a Democrat hit piece or a Hollywood hit piece. So they didn't show it. And these guys was all about going out there and finding our children, making sure that people are held accountable. But for some strange reason, the last administration didn't want to have any parts with it. Now, during the Trump administration, what we're actually seeing is justice. We're seeing justice, bro. So exactly what am I missing, man? I'm certain I'm missing something. Let me see. Yeah, me neither. Charlie 740. What's going on, Charlie? Nice seeing you, brother. He said, I don't remember the previous administration doing anything like this. And then Targeteer for Life says they all do these operations literally every month. They chose to show this one. Well, did they show this one, or are we just finding this one? Like, because there's a difference, bro. There's a difference. There's definitely a difference. Shout out to you all. Please do me a favor, hit the like button. We're covering a couple of things. And thank you again for pulling up, being a part of what we got going on, man. I appreciate you guys. What else we got going on? All right, let me see here. Oh, yeah. So
any friends who are in.
So this young lady right here, I have to show y'all this story right here. I have to. Apparently, she duped Duke University for 2 years. She faked like she was a student at Duke University for 2 years, a nursing student. And she got brand deals. She got sponsorships. She's made a lot of money, built a huge following. And all she was doing was acting like she went to the school. And now it's all across social media. I want to hear what you think about this once you see this. And thanks again for pulling up, guys. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button.
If you have any friends who are in nursing school, in school to be a dentist, in PA school, in, let me put on my seatbelt, in school to be a doctor, etc., we are simply not okay. We're tired. We're stressed out. We actually need a break. We're overworked and overstimulated at the same time. And don't let you be in clinic working for free. Don't let you be in rotations.
What's up, Freya?
These are some of God's strongest soldiers. So I say that all to say, send a text, maybe saying that you're thinking about someone, proud of them, keep going, something.
Thank you.
Because we are on our last leg, you guys. We have break coming up in November, but we are simply not yet there. It seems actually very far. And for my Christian girlies who follow me, keep your girl in your prayers. I'm first year PA. It's a lot of work and I am stressed out.
Hey guys, get ready with me for my psych rotation as a PA student. I feel like this is long overdue and I haven't done a get ready with me with you guys yet. You guys, I've been waiting so long to start my clinical year because I am such a hands-on person. Random fact about me, I used to want to become a psychiatrist for the longest, but later down the line, I just learned that that wasn't the career path for me. I've really been loving my psych rotation right now. It has definitely been a 10 out of 10 for me. I've been doing patient interviews, doing mental status exams, also been following up on patient meds, therapy.
See, this is what content creation is all about, man. This is what taking people on a journey, whether you're lying to them or not, but take them on a journey. Play some soft music in the background. Get ready for your job that you don't have. Get ready for school and classes that you ain't got. Like completely misrepresent exactly what you're doing. But dedicate yourself to the role. And her role is being a Duke nursing student, which she is not. But it has helped her immensely being a daggone content creator. And this is why I coach people that are doing content creation and social media stuff, because, bro, it can change your life. But you ain't got a lot of people. You can do it the right way. But she's She did it differently.
For now has definitely been a 10 out of 10 for me. I've been doing patient interviews, doing mental status exams, also been following up on patient meds, therapy sessions, and doing soap notes. I've been putting my knowledge from didactic year to good use, you guys. Today I woke up early, not only because I've just been in this weird headspace about turning 26, but also just very grateful for where I am this year versus last year. Last year during didactic, I was so stressed out all the time, from sunup to sundown, sitting in classes and having to study for hours on end. I had no free time. I can confidently say that God is the only reason I made it through last year. Lately, I've just been reminding myself that I can handle this, God's got me, and I belong here. Between studying, rotations, and just trying to take better care of myself, I've been learning I don't need to be busy 24/7, and I've been finding joy in just having a little routine. And let me just say, the schedule is so nice compared to some of the other rotations. I actually have time to sleep, have breakfast, and not feel like I'm dragging myself throughout the day. It's honestly so nice. I've been making sure I take care of my health too. Breakfast, skincare, a quick workout or a stretch. But not least, I always do a devotional or a prayer time before I start my morning. So to all my fellow PA students or healthcare workers, listen, I know we all get tired. Give yourself the credit. We are out here grinding, showing up for ourselves, and still managing to function like a normal human being. Listen, progress is progress. And
She literally looks like she's going to work right now. She literally looks like she's about to go ahead and handle her business at school. This is somebody's daughter. Like, they raised up a beautiful young lady, and she is playing this role to a T. What if this whole thing was to trick her parents? What if this whole thing was to trick her parents? I have a bigger message to make after this video, which is almost over. And I'm not taking shots at any content creators when I say what I'm about to say. But y'all need to see what she's doing. This right here should be studied.
even if it's fueled only by caffeine and Celsius, we still show up. We still make it happen. So I'm officially halfway through my program, which is insane. It's going by so fast, but I've been enjoying it. Honestly, if I made it this far, I can literally do anything. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it and like for part 2.
If you made it this far, young lady, faking like you're a daggone Duke student all this time, then you definitely can do anything. I think you're putting your efforts towards something deceptional. Like, this is not of God. And the fact that she continues to ask people to pray for her while she's out here trying to do what thus saith the Lord, then guess what? You about to be in some big trouble, baby girl. Right? Because karma hits different, especially when you lie to the Lord. When you lie to the Lord, this is what happens. But I'm going to say this, though. A lot of y'all favorite content creators are this. A lot of y'all favorite content creators are not what you expect them to be at all. They're fake. They lie, cheat, and steal in order to get views. They don't represent anything that they claim to represent. Like, they can be stock Democrats. They can be like everything about them is Democrat. But their platform says, I'm a conservative. I'm Trump everything. I'm MAGA. I got the hat on. Something that you might be looking at. And I just want you just not to go and just get rid of your favorite content creators. But I want you to just know this. A lot of these people are doing what YouTube tells them to do. Like, keep it going. Keep it going. You're doing a great job. Now do another one. Double down on it. Your last video was to this group of individuals, and it did crazy numbers. Whether you believe in it or not, you got them. Now double down on it. Triple down on it. Like, you are officially an actor now. You're an actress at this point. You're getting paid, right? What's the problem? This ain't keep it real YouTube. This is just YouTube. You ain't got to post your regular life. You ain't got to post your real life and what you're really doing. They just want to see whatever you provide them. You are creating content. You ain't got to do what you do. You can be an outright liar like this young lady right here at Duke. Getting paid a lot of money. Having people support her, watch her journey, like having people pray for her. You know what I mean? Having people sow seeds into everything she got going on. And then she's able to dupe companies out of doing business with her, sponsorship deals, brand deals. Shout out to her, bro, because she is a lot of your favorite content creators. You know, the hypocrites that y'all watch often. And I'm like, Candace is one of them, right? Candace is about her business. She is a self, I guess she calls herself an investigative journalist. And a lot of y'all say, I'm not fooled by that. Like, I see right through her. I see right through this. But Candace is saying, I'm not believing in Erica Kirk. I see right through her. I see right through this, that, and the third. Like, think about your favorite content creators, guys. A lot of them are doing what works. They're doing what works. You saw Don Lemon when he got fired from CNN? He's still doing what works. When Joy Reid got fired from CNN, from MSNBC, she's still doing what works. She's not doing what she truly is. She's just living in that lane because this is where all my support is. And I know what happens when you go against the grain. You know what? I think Joy Reid is actually what she represents, because she seems very hateful and very dark, and like she's just locked in with all the other people that are equally hateful and equally dark. You know what I mean? But a lot of these people, they do what pays the bills, period. They prostitute themselves on a daily basis. That's what they do. And it's unfortunate. So shout out to this young lady who is somebody's daughter that I'm sure you didn't let down your damn parents, because it is what it is. It is what it is. Somebody said crazy gets them paid. Oh, you most certainly crazy gets you paid. Case in point, how many of you guys think that Charleston White is really as ignorant as he comes off? Like, he comes off as if he's always super belligerent, as if he's a ignorant black person that just want to say all of the vile words that he can possibly muster within a conversation that's 30 minutes. Like, I'm gonna say everything, and I'm gonna say it to the loudest I can ever do it. I'm gonna talk all of the sugar honey iced tea I possibly can. I'm gonna be crazy. You never understand where I'm coming from. He do that because that character has paid him dividends. Why should he stop at this point? Why should he stop? Look at a lot of your favorite actors and actresses. Do they act the same way when they're now going up against Trump because it's positive for, it's supported for Hollywood superstars to go up against the current president? They do it because it's popular. It's something to do. It's like, this is what we're supposed to do. That's why Jelly Roll is doing it now. Jelly Roll is going after the bag. Y'all see Jelly Roll and be like, oh, wow, I didn't know that he was like this. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. Why not? He's an artist. His whole life is about creating and being creative. It's about expression. He's not locked in with either side. So when he goes out there on Jimmy Kimmel's show, he's going to do exactly what he is and who he is. And it might not be representative of what his wife receives, what his kids see, what his family and friends see, what his church members see. It might not. It also might not even be how he votes. But now it's popular to stand in front of your peers and say something negative about the current administration because it pays dividends. And that's what a lot of these people are doing, man. You know what I mean? Let me see here. Shout out to Melissa. She said Jelly Roll was never a conservative. Nah, he wasn't. But he was the conservative. He was the person who would publicly honor God in front of a group of people who refused to. He probably never voted conservative, but he did try to place himself in a position to honor the things that conservative people honor. And all that is God family, country, the Constitution. That's it. That's it. And from the outside looking in, I would say that he honors those things. It's now just because he don't vote that way, that would be something completely different. But yeah. All right, what else I want to share with y'all? And thank y'all again for pulling up and being a part of what we got going on. Now, I seen this and I wanted to share it with y'all because I thought it was dope. This right here is y'all know about Roland Martin. Y'all know about Roland Martin. I don't know how many of you are aware of Roland Martin, but highly accomplished, highly educated, very respected, very much respected around his peers. But people who voted for Trump, black men who voted for Trump, are called coons. Black women who voted for Trump are called Kundis Owens. That's what they call them. Kundis Owens. Kuntifa, those types of things. But he's no different from a Ben Crump and Al Sharpton, those types. And on his show, he was paid a lot of money from Kamala to push her narrative on his show. And when he has panels, he has women on his panels, men on his panels. He overtalks everybody. And he try to make you feel bad about your positions. But he's definitely far left as they come. All right. Well, he was just now in a scandal. And he threatened everybody not to release pictures or videos of apparently his micro penis. They're saying he has a super small micro penis that apparently is smaller than Diddy's. Shout out to the young person who came in here trying to troll us saying, is this a Diddy party? Well, Roland Martin, apparently they're saying that his member is smaller than Diddy's, and Diddy's was considered a micro penis. So they're really going in on this guy. But then he acts as if he's all about God, family, and all of the other stuff. But check this out.
Now listen here, you dumbass FBA people. Every damn election, here y'all come with the same shit. Trump ain't doing shit for you. Republicans ain't giving you reparations. Voting rights, Project 2025, HBCUs. Goddamn, what the hell else do you dumbasses want? What are Democrats specifically doing for FBA? I know this motherfucker didn't this punk ass. See, this is the dumbass shit I'm talking about. Y'all don't understand politics. Y'all don't understand elections. But your dumbass has got a goddamn opinion about everything. So what's the FBA specific policy? Man, fuck y'all.
Excuse his French, guys. I do know, I forgot that it was that colorful. I'm so serious, and I'm not talking about the lollipop that he was holding. I forgot that it was that colorful. I heard it a few days ago. But I'm sure y'all get the bigger picture. The bigger picture is they send somebody out there to deflect and not really address the issues, because this is what they do best. This is the reason why a lot of black people who voted for Kamala, they actually believe that Kamala and Biden had no power in closing the border, all because President Trump was so powerful that he was calling his friends to not vote for the border bill. That's what all of these Democrats believe, because the story was told as a deflection. They was trying to build up more Democrat voters, but what they were doing was telling their voters that the reason why we can't fix this border situation is because Trump won't allow his members, his friends, to vote for the border bill, knowing good and well that only like $12 billion in that bill was for the border, and like 50+ billion was for Ukraine. And a lot of Trump's real like friends and counterparts, they seen that. They knew it. They knew that it was a whole bunch of pork that they weren't willing to negotiate on. So basically, the Biden administration was trying to bully them into signing the bill by opening the floodgates, by providing resources to millions of illegal immigrants to make sure that they were comfortable here, to make sure that they knew which party had their back. And then when it comes voting time, don't forget, do not forget, we brought you over here, no guardrails. We let you do what you wanted to do. We put money in your pocket. We put you in brand new apartments. We put you in shelters that were meant for other American citizens. We put you in them. We put you up in hotels. We blocked off floors, like completely blocked off hundreds of rooms, thousands of rooms, just for illegal immigrants, so that they can remain comfortable and know that we were the ones, the Democrats, who looked out for you. Now, when it comes time to vote, we are the ones that got your back. And when they try to get you out of here using ICE, just know that we are going to paint this out to be one of the most demonic things that they can ever do, the most racist things that they can ever do against a group of people who just want to seek some type of solace. They just want to be safe from whatever country they're running from ever hell they're trying to escape. We want to be the ones to save it. And if we can't answer your questions outright, we put a Roland Martin in front of you to cuss you out, to belittle you, to make you feel stupid, to make you feel like you don't know what the hell you're talking about, to make you feel like you're not appreciated, you're not welcomed, until you start walking the way that we walk. It's like they ordained him to get in front of the people and skirt any type of real questions that come our way. Do y'all remember when Kamala, and how can I possibly, like, being a thinking person, I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm really not. I'm really not. I'm not college educated or nothing. I dropped out of college my very first year because, well, obviously I wasn't making the grades, and I got my wife pregnant, and I had to get a job to bring some food into the house. Like, I had to do that. I had to take care of my responsibility that was on the way. So I had to get me a job. School was in the back of my mind. Like, I'm out. I already got a baby on the way. We decided that we're not going to abort her. We're going to have her. So I got to go out there and get a job. Well, I'm not that smart, but I will say this. When Kamala was on 60 Minutes, when she was on 60 Minutes, she was asked about her being the border czar. She was asked why she never visited the border in her 3.5 years of being the vice president. Do y'all remember what she said? She said, and I've never visited Europe either. What does that have to do with protecting our country? What does that have to do with anything? 3.5 years of you being in office as the vice president, and now you're acting like you give a damn? Clearly you're doing this for votes. But I'm the foolish one. I'm the coon for seeing beyond that. Like, I'm like, yo, what is she offering? What is she bringing to the table? And every time I ask those questions, they'll place somebody like a Roland Martin in front of me to make me feel like a dumbass for asking questions that we should all have answers to. It makes no sense. So now I'm weighing between, we got a guy that's putting America first, want to make sure people do it the right way, speaking the same language that Barack Obama was speaking when he was the porter in chief, speaking the same language that Bill Clinton was speaking when he was getting them up out of here, speaking the same language that Bill Clinton's wife was speaking when she was saying, if you don't speak our language, if you don't speak English, then you can be deported. Hillary Clinton was speaking like I don't like anybody that's not American. That's how she was speaking. Trump wasn't even going that far. Trump was simply saying, like, yo, if you're here illegally, getting you up out of here. Getting you up out of here. They was like, but he said he's only going to get rid of the criminals. He's only going to get rid of the criminals. Everybody else have a right. And now the new saying is, you can't be illegal on stolen land. What? So now, whenever we ask questions that's deserving of a well thought out answer, like actual facts, not opinions, they put someone like Roland Martin in front of us to let us know how dumb we are, to let us know how excluded we are, because we aren't welcome in the group of individuals who want to see us thrive, because we're asking questions that we shouldn't ask. Do y'all remember when y'all very first started going to church, and then you started paying attention to the Bible, and you started paying attention to your pastor, your preacher, giving words and giving the word and giving a sermon, and some things just didn't seem right? So you were going to ask a minister, or you would ask a deacon or deaconess, or you would ask the pastor himself, and you would say, please make this make sense. I'm not understanding blah, 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 blah. And instead of them answering the question, they will belittle you. They will gaslight you into thinking that you haven't been reading enough. You haven't been studying your word enough. Like, you are just asking these simple questions because you don't know any better. And the last administration, I was paying attention. And I only voted for Trump because I was paying attention. There was many other times where my head was buried in the sand. I didn't want to know what was going on in politics. I didn't want to know what was going on around the country. But when I got concerned, instead of just asking all these questions, which I was doing on my platform, wasn't receiving the answers I wanted, I went out and sought out the answers myself. Like, I read the documents. I read policies. I paid attention to Biden and Kamala speaking, to Obama speaking, to Trump speaking. I paid attention, and I saw that they had nothing to offer but fear and belittling people who didn't want to follow suit. And that was the whole reason behind this video that I just now showed you, because Roland Martin has a clear job to do. He's the educated HBCU graduate who everything about him is black excellence, black this, black that, black this, black that. But then he goes and get himself into a scandal that he can't pray himself out of. But he definitely did threaten his way out of it to make sure that content creators did not say anything about it. TMZ did not report on it. Like, it's like when you report on it, you say allegedly. When it comes to the pictures that are out here and the videos that are out here, you do not show them, or I will sue you. Isn't that the exact same thing that happened? And please stop me if I'm running my mouth too much, but isn't that the exact same thing that happened when they were hiding all of the Hunter Biden laptop stuff? They were threatening people not to show this. They was threatening people not to talk about it. And unless you were for the COVID, unless you was for COVID-19, if you weren't for the vaccine, you cannot speak against it, because they've already put it out there that this is what we want them to promote. And if you spoke against it, your channel could be shut down. If you posted a picture or talked about the laptop too much on Twitter at that point, you lost your account. They didn't want the truth out there at all. They are just now admitting, like, I think the last couple of months, they are just now admitting that they had undercover agents inside of the Capitol during Jan 6. When it was conservatives, it was MAGA, it was Republicans who were saying, no, they're already out there. They are the ones that's causing all the problems. They are the ones that's busting the windows first. They are the ones that's throwing bombs at gas bombs at people, starting fights. They are the ones that's passing out the bricks. They are the ones. And he was like, oh, they're crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. But now it's coming to to the head that, yeah, we were telling the truth the entire time. The entire freaking time. And that's happened for many things that Trump has put out there. Many things. The Epstein list. It was you all that was demanding the Epstein list be released during the Biden administration. It was you all. It was Trump that was demanding it. And they kept on saying, ain't nothing in there. I don't know what you're talking about. Blah, 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 blah. Yada, yada, yada. They was trying to get rid of it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. And then when Trump wins the election, now they want to release it because they heard that Trump's name is in it. Not that he did anything, but they heard that his name is in it. And they heard that his name is in it a lot. But riddle me this, Batman. Why would you want to release it after he's elected and you knew that Trump's name was in it? Wouldn't that completely destroy his run for president to become the 47th president again? If he was in there in bad ways, you would have been released that. But all they're trying to do is just cause some type of disturbance, cause some doubt. They just want people to be ramped up and throwing bricks and rocks at the Trump administration out of fear. Believing that you can be canceled from society because the social norm today is to sugar honey iced tea all over Trump and anybody that supports him. That's the social norm. Like, you're made to feel bad now. Everything that Trump's ever stood for, even when it comes to immigration, is no different from what Obama stood for before, Hillary stood for before, Bill Clinton stood for before, Ronald Reagan stood for before. But now that it's Trump's turn, they're flipping everything on his head and say, we don't believe in that. We want to bring everybody over here. We're not a Christian nation. We don't believe in God. We believe in whatever they believe in. A boy is not a boy. He's a girl if he wants to. A girl is not a girl if she wants to. She could be a boy tomorrow. Like, what? Everything is flipped on his head just so they can go against Trump. It makes no sense to me, bro. So I'm telling people now, I'll be the coon. You know what I mean? I'll be that. Check this out. With all the footage of J6 showing cops walking people around like a tour, yet it was bad. What was the lady that got shot by the security guard? What was the lady name who got killed inside of the Capitol when she was shot? What's her name, guys? What's her name? I'm sure y'all remember her name. And I'm making a point when y'all give me this name. Trump's uncle took Tesla's papers when he died. Now Trump is the president. Let me see. It was Abby. Her name was Abby. Yeah, her name was Abby. What was her whole name? Abby. What was her whole name, guys? Abby Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. That was her name. Thank you so much, Red Eye. Good one. I appreciate that. Ashley Babbitt. If you go back and look at the video, and I'm not going to show it right here, but if you go back and look at the video, she was on the other side of that window, but she was actually around other protesters and other police officers. If she was a threat, those police officers would have taken her out. And the police officers were armed, but they were on the same side as Ashley when she was shot by somebody on the other side of the glass. But they're saying that this guy shot her because he felt like his life was being threatened. Nothing about this J6 thing makes any sense. Nothing. The fact that Trump told them to not pitch a fit. He told people to be kind. He told people to go home. He told people to act right. All that other stuff. What they do, they cut the video to make it seem like he was trying to rally them to go and do something that they shouldn't be doing, just so they can use it against him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, everything about what the Democrats were doing was dirty as hell. But yet, if you are a thinking man or a thinking woman and you make up your own mind based off of the information that you put there by doing some research, which don't take a whole lot when you got Google, you got all the government documents are all over the internet. Like, they're there. You got Google, you got AI to help you out. You got everything. You got everything at your disposal. But you're still trying to lie to us and play in our faces. And then when we start to get too smart for our own good, you send out a Roland Martin. You send out a Roland Martin to cuss at us, to fuss at us, to belittle us, to make us feel dumb for having our own mind. That's the problem that I have, man. That's the problem that I have. For real. Thank you so much for telling me their name. He said, y'all still calling them police. Let me see it. Let's see here. Yeah, it's and the thing is, I'm still waiting for people to be arrested. I'm still waiting for people to be arrested because right now it seems like they're not locking up no damn body. Everybody's protected and they're getting super wealthy while doing so. Stephen A. Smith just now posted a video where he was just simply asking, how in the hell are these presidents and vice presidents and Nancy Pelosi's serving in our government, getting $200,000 salaries, $300,000, $400,000 salaries, work for 4 years, and then leave being worth $200 million. Please make that make sense. Somebody, please, anybody make that make sense. I never knew it was that damn lucrative. Please make that make sense. But now, every single move that Trump makes, they're counting his pockets. They're counting his wallet. They're trying to make sure that he's not making any money off of it. Come on, bro. Makes no sense whatsoever. What she say? Let's not forget about the people, the pipe bomb that we found at the DNC office in J6. See, y'all really about to bring stuff up that we shouldn't be talking about anymore. We shouldn't be talking about anymore. Criminally is still at an all-time low. That's the reason why the police is putting on so much non-action weight. You see, all kind of names, cops, fuzz, police, policeman, and police officer. Why y'all holding up the name of the... Let's see here. Did anyone here watch the live streams on J6? I did. I actually showed a lot of the stuff that was happening on this channel during that time. During this time. And that was another reason because I was following it all. But I just want y'all to know, man, when they put like a Roland Martin out there, they put an Al Sharpton out there, they put a Jasmine Crockett out there, they're doing it for a reason. Like they have a group of individuals to bring you back to some type of reasoning that makes sense to them, that supports their narrative. And I'm not for it, bro. At all. At all. Thank y'all again for pulling up and being a part of what we got going on here. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and play this lady right here.
I ain't never eaten that.
Okay, because this lady right here is talking about what you call it? Apparently a restaurants out here putting spit and stuff in black people's food. Allegedly. But this lady didn't wait for any facts. She just jumped on the internet and said, you know what? F them.
And I ain't never eating at Texas Roadhouse again or Logan's Roadhouse. Y'all got me fucked up. Y'all got me fucked up. That was all I needed to hear. Didn't I just make a video saying how they didn't want us in their establishments? They don't want us in their establishments. We need to be only supporting black-owned restaurants, period. I'm not even eating nowhere if the food ain't already prepared and I know who the fuck back there. I can eat at home. Food tastes better at home anyway. Y'all Texas Roadhouse, one of your biggest supporters is black folks because of y'all bread and that honey butter. But fuck that honey butter. I bet you I'll learn how to make that shit my damn self. It ain't hard. I already looked up the recipe. It don't take much. But y'all want to spit in people food, in black people's food, and lick on your fingers and touch their food. Why y'all can't do that shit in front of our face? Why y'all can't lynch people in broad daylight? This is the shit that I don't understand. Why y'all can't be bold about this shit? Why y'all can't grab y'all nuts up? Since you want to be so bad, since you want to be so hard and so evil and murderers, do that shit in the broad day. Do that shit in front of my face and then sit that plate in front of me. That's what I want you to do. Start spitting in black people's food and licking your fingers and touching their food and sit that plate in front of them. I bet you won't do it because you a pussy. You a pussy. Y'all pussies. Y'all throw rocks and hide y'all hands. Y'all do shit behind the scenes and we don't know nothing about it. Because you a bitch. Because you afraid. You hang people in the midnight hour when ain't nobody seeing that shit. Because y'all some fucking cowards. Y'all can't never grab y'all nuts up and say that shit to our face. Until, oh wait, sometimes you do. And then you find yourself picking your stupid ass up off the floor. I'm so sick of this shit. No black people eat at Texas Roadhouse or Logan's Roadhouse. Fuck what they talking about. And we only eating at black-owned restaurants from now on.
We only eating at black restaurants from now on. Well, she said we only eating from black restaurants from now on. Young lady said that her food tastes better anyway. You know what? It might. But no, they saying a whole lot is going on, but we about to I fully don't understand it. My wife and I, we love the bread at Texas Roadhouse. You know what I mean? The food is subpar to me. It really is. My wife goes there with her coworkers a lot. I don't go there often, but when I do, I get something like a steak and mashed potatoes and broccoli or something like that. All right. But so last week, a screenshot started flying around claiming white servers at Texas Roadhouse were in a giant Facebook group, licking their fingers and spitting in black people's food. That's where all of this comes from. People immediately called for boycotts, and that's the claim. Now, here are the facts. The original post was deleted. No restaurant was named. No employee was named. No date, no video, no health department report, no customer with a confirmed case. Texas Roadhouse investigated, hired a third-party firm, and found zero evidence of the group or the tampering. Kitchen tickets don't even show the customer's race, just order. Some of the people who first blasted it later admitted it looked like a hoax. A lot of folks still want to treat a screenshot like a smoking gun. I don't. We've seen this movie before. A viral racial accusation with no names, no proof, and then jobs and businesses take the hit while the people who started it, they disappear like Homer in the bushes. Plenty of Texas Roadhouse locations have black servers, black cooks, and black customers. Those people don't benefit when a rumor tanks and the dinner rush. If somebody actually contaminates food, call the health department, name the location, and get it on camera. That's how you protect people. Repeating an unproven story because it fits a narrative doesn't protect anyone. It just trains us to believe the worst without checking, without doing our own due diligence. Conservatives aren't supposed to do that at all. Neither are we. Demand receipts. Don't let a deleted Facebook post tell you how to spend your money or who to hate. Facts first, always. Always. It's not been proven. It's just a bunch of people online getting louder and louder and louder because guess what? Opinions are more sexy than facts. Getting a boycott together because somebody did something wrong is more important to the culture than somebody doing something right and we all getting together to go support them. No, if it's tied to white anything, we want to diminish it. We want to make it less than. We don't want to support it. And we want any reason at all to do just that. And that's what happened in this. This young lady is flying off the handle for something that could never be proven. But per usual, man, I want to hear what y'all got to say about this. Let me see here. Let me see. Straight up cowards. She preaching. She says she preaching. She preaching if it was true. She's not preaching if it's just made up, bro. If it's just made up and she's this passionate about it, then that just shows her level of ignorance. Like, I get it. If you want to go support black owned restaurants only, then just go do that. You ain't got to make up no rumor of a white establishment in order to support black establishments. Go support the black establishment for your own reasons. Who cares? But if it didn't show any proof that this happened, and the original post that had, I guess, employees of Texas Roadhouse just talking to each other, talking about how much they like to spit in each other's food and how much they like to, if they have a black customer that they're serving, that they're going to do something nasty to their food because, bro, we need to see some proof. Now, some people would be like, well, if you're going to be dumb about it and still want to go so bad, then go. It's going to be your food getting spit in. And we're all gone off of a rumor. Stop making major life decisions off of rumors. That's how Kamala tried to win the race. Rumors. Trump wants to run off of a problem and not a solution. Kamala, what are you running off of? What are you running off of? All of the sugar honey iced tea bad about the Biden administration. Remember when she was on The View and she was asked, what would you do differently if you became president? I would do nothing differently. Same thing that we're doing right now. We're going to keep it going. Really? Really? Are you sure you don't want to change that? You don't want to change that answer at all? Nothing? You wouldn't do anything different? At all? Nothing? We need to stop doing that mess, man. Like, we're trying to pit a race against another race every single opportunity we get. Every opportunity we get. Look at the whole reparations thing that's going on right now. Everybody's arguing about reparations. That's another reason why FBA has separated themselves from other black people, because it's like foundational black Americans who've been here, who are descendants of slaves. They are the only ones that should be considered for receiving anything if we were to receive some reparations. Again. And I say again because word on the street is some people already got their reparations, like when they paid out reparations. That's word on the street. But apparently not everybody was. That's a rabbit hole that you can feel free to go down yourself when you have the time to do so. But that's a question that's up right now. Byron Donalds is considered to be the biggest coon in the world right now. Well, next to Officer Tatum, who has a white wife. You got a white wife, you're a coon. You're a double coon with cheese, extra onions, no salt and pepper. You like all the extras. That's Byron too. But Byron said on Breakfast Club that he is not for reparations. He said he's not for reparations. They said, well, don't you consider yourself to be black? He said, I mean, technically, if you look at what it means to be black, I'm black. He said, but my mom and dad are Panamanian and Jamaican. I'm not a descendant of slaves. They aren't descendants of American slavery. They're not descendants of it. So why would I be for my parents and I paying a tab that we had nothing to do with? We didn't do anything. We had nothing to do with it. We wasn't on the slavery side and we wasn't on the slaveholder side. Shout out to The View. You understand what I'm saying? So certain people making sense like that, you still seem like a jerk because here you are a black man who's going to be the first black governor or black senator or potentially senator of Florida. Like, bro, come on now. Give us something. Come on, brother. Give us something. You said you grew up in New York, right? You said you used to get into some trouble every now and again. That's just like us. If you just like us, then you should push for reparations, man. Get us some money. If you ain't pushing for reparations to get us some money, then we don't mess with you like that. Everything about you we don't like. So yeah, there's an attack on coons right now. And I'm considered one as well. I ain't got no white wife, but I voted for President Trump. So that makes me want. Having too much understanding of something that I should automatically be upset about and automatically take black people's side about, that makes you a coon. Just in case you don't know, it makes you a coon. So I accept that name now. Like, I'll be that. Sunny Halston is her name. Sunny Halston is her name. Let me see here. Hey, Jasmine Clark. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you guys. Okay. All right. So I do realize people are still at work. All right. So this is another one I want to show you guys. Listen, I got your attention. I got you for a moment. So we're going to have a good conversation. How often do I go live? Huh? How often do I go live? And make sure y'all like this video. Make sure you share it. And make sure you let people know what we're doing over here.
Should be cutting because they did.
Shout out to the feminists out there. Shout out to all of. Let me know in the comments. Do you support Lindsay Clancy? Please let me know in the comments if you support Lindsay Clancy. Right now, it looked like only 79 of you voted inside the poll. I'm gonna need more of you to vote. Like, this is simple. This country is moving in the right direction or it's moving in the wrong direction. Boom, just hit that joint. Right direction, wrong direction. That's it. Also, let me know in the comments if you support Lindsay Clancy, if you believe that she's innocent. That's what I mean by support her. Do you believe she's innocent? Do you believe that she could have been saved? And if she had received the attention that she sought after, that the kids will still be alive? Do you believe that her husband did it and she didn't? Do you believe that her husband knew what was going to happen, but he still allowed her to do this to his children because he knew that she wasn't well, but he left his kids with her often, even on that day when everything was time stamped? Let me know, man. This whole thing is messy. People are saying what they want to say, but at the end of the day, I want to hear what y'all got to say about it. And also answer the poll that's on the thing as well. All right. The God of my enemy is the devil. The God of my enemy is the devil. What Lindsay did, she deserves the pit of hell. How sick. I agree, Jasmine Clark. I agree 1000%. And honestly, unfortunately, but fortunately for her, she's in her hell right now. She'll never be able to hear them babies again. Trust me on this one, guys. I'm trying to tell y'all, trust me on this one. She is in hell right now. Because postpartum is only temporary. It's only temporary. Her kids are gone. They're gone, bro. She will never be able to walk again. She will never be able to hold her babies again. Oh, that is hell. I don't care how demonic, how evil she is. Her not being able to care for or be around those beautiful young people that she created. Man, she is definitely in hell right now, right as we speak. Right as we speak. What Chris say, we got some interesting characters here. Yeah, we do. We got some interesting characters here for sure. Everybody have their own way of thinking about things, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. All right, let's check this out.
They should be commended because they did.
I've had it with you.
Oh my God! They
And
should be
your
commended. They
sexism
didn't
and
kill their children. She's a murderer. These women are cheering. These are man-hating women that are standing outside. This is what it's about. They think the husband did it. They're crazy. They've lost their mind.
Do you know why
they're waving for a murderer?
Do you know why the woman is in a wheelchair? Did you even notice that she's
Couldn't care less. She's a murderer.
Because she jumped out the window after this happened.
So she should have. I'd have pushed her. They say that Lindsay was in psychosis. I think these women are suffering from psychosis. They've been watching too many true crime Netflix dramas. You know, this was an incredibly privileged woman, incredibly wealthy. She had a nanny, and she's still complaining that she needed help. She could not have got more help from the system that she already have received. This is a murderer who strangled her children one by one. One of the boys ran away, and she chased him down and killed him.
Laurie Watkins.
What you just said was absolutely disgusting.
Thank
and
you.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Thank you.
And you can hear that he's not. Okay?
Why? Because it's true.
You clearly don't care, so pipe down.
I don't care. And by the way, men watching this, if you have a woman sat next to you on the sofa who is defending this murderer, you got to think deeply about this. I've seen weddings of
we
people
need to have
talk
some
about
empathy
this.
with
Talk to your women and find out what are they thinking. They're defending this woman. It's
I don't think
insane.
anybody's defending what she did, but you can have empathy for what she went through and how she.
I know many women that this has happened to. No, they did not kill their children, but they also, what you failed to mention.
They should be commended because they did.
I've had it with you.
Oh my God! They
And
should be
your
commended. They
sexism
didn't
and
kill their children. She's a murderer. These women are cheering.
I'm done.
I can't. I'm done. I can't. I'm going to let you know this right now. This man did not say one thing wrong. At least I don't think so. At least, and I don't want to be all misogynistic or anything like that. And seem like this man is attacking a woman and it's okay. I don't believe he's attacking a woman. I think he's being 100% on point by his love for the children and his disdain for the person who ended their lives. What are we missing here? Hold on, we're not done. We're not done. Now we have this.
Hi, Lindsay. I'm Dr. Sterling.
Now listen to this. CEO and founder, OBGYN, and also content creator, Dr. Noah Sterling. I want y'all to hear what she says about Lindsay Clancy. Check this out. It's nuts, man. I cannot believe people, man. I really can't. Like, what is going on with us?
Hi, Lindsay. I'm Dr. Sterling. I don't even know if you're allowed to watch videos like this, if someone can show it to you. I don't know. But I want you to know that I believe you. From my perspective as an OBGYN, I believe that you were over-functioning throughout your entire postpartum period. I am blown away by how hard you were working to get better, while also working as a mom. I've got 3 kids. Know how much work it is, even when you are mentally well. It's so hard to take care of 3 kids. Obviously, hindsight's 2020, but I don't know what else you could have done. You were far beyond what should be expected of a single individual.
She could have taken her medication. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
Have galvanized us women in a really powerful way, and I'm not quite ready to tell my story yet. But when I eventually do, it's going to be because you came first. And you showed all of us that we can be honest and we can be real about what we experience as mothers. So thank you. And you know, I hope that you're seeing our support because we believe you and we are proud of how hard you advocated and how hard you tried for yourself. And we know you miss those babies every day.
She don't miss them babies. Well, it don't matter if she missed the babies. Let me say that. It don't matter if she missed the babies. She did not do everything that she needed to do in order to not unalive them babies because they're gone. They're gone. The whole thing was planned. She needed to separate herself from her husband so that she can commit this heinous crime. All of this is documented. So you mean to tell me as soon as her husband leaves out the house, she now hear a man voice in her ear telling her that she need to take out the kids and herself? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Tell that to somebody else. Tell that to somebody else, man. Like, I can't believe why, ladies, any lady inside the comment, and I'm going to put your comment on the screen, but please tell me, why is it so important that this OBGYN show this much support to Lindsay Clancy? Why is it important that Lindsay Clancy knows that there are women out here who also want to kill their children? For those that support her are dismissing the lives of the children that she murdered. Parents don't need anyone to check them. Crazy, unstable parents do, which she is. Exactly. Tell that to someone else. It's not important. Let's see what Serena says. Serena says she deserves everything she gets. I've had 3 children and I've been through it all. I have no sympathy for her. You do something that takes a life, you go to prison. You do something that takes 3 lives, you go to hell. Especially if they couldn't defend themselves. I heard someone say, and this could be, and this is allegedly, I have to say allegedly, okay, allegedly. I heard someone say that she was strangling these children for like 3 minutes apiece. A piece. One at a time, 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes a piece. This one right here. Excuses for killing in the womb, now excuses for murder outside the womb. Evil. And they got endless support doing it. Endless support. Like these women they're lined up outside the courtroom, lined up to come in the courtroom, writing her letters, raising millions of dollars for her. Like, you name it. This is nuts, man. This is absolutely insane. Full term, next you'll be defending killing toddlers. Literally no one will say that. Literally no one will say that. But now they're doing it. Now they're doing it. Y'all remember? How many of you remember? Like, maybe this is just me. How many of you remember when Trump was running for president for this term in 2024? Where he was saying that the Democrats want to abort babies at full term. And everyone was saying that he was a lie. Nobody wants to do that. You're lying. What are you talking about? You're lying. Y'all remember that? Like, and now you have this lady right here who actually made it happen, while all the women behind her just clapped and supported her and celebrated. And these are nurses and doctors who are actually going to do the work. You have no soul. You have no soul. At least 4 minutes each is the amount of time she spent strangling each one of her children. But she has endless support. Shout out to Joshua. Just tack this right quick. Avan, I had to go back, so this comment is from the beginning. I got scammed by a YouTube ad company called Kyreezy or Crazy. It was work pants. How in the world does a sponsored ad make it on my screen? You said you got scammed by a YouTube ad for some work pants. You tried to order some work pants. Are you not paying the monthly fee to have a premium account on YouTube? Because that way you can skip the ads. Now, I don't know if they still post those ads, but so do you have premium? Also, what do you think about Scott Jennings as the new press secretary? Oh, he's taking the place of the young lady? I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about that much. I didn't hear about that. I think he's going to do well, though. I think he's going to do very well. For real. Scott Jennings is awesome. I don't think he can appear too much on CNN as much if he does that. Can he? He can't appear on the panels and have the conversations he have if he's the new press secretary, right? I've never seen Karine Scott-Pierre or the other young lady that just now, I think she's pregnant again. Yeah. Yeah, man. Sorry about you getting scammed by Kyreezy for work pants. But a lot of these places, like these ads that are placed online, they'll do you dirty if you don't know what you're doing. They would. For real. Darnice. Shout out to Darnice. I was in here on my last live stream and I was like, man, women can't do more than 5 pull-ups. Women can't do more than 5 pull-ups. You know what she did? She posted a video of her in the gym. Were you in the gym or were you in your garage on the gym equipment? Either way, she got up on that daggone pull-up bar and she knocked them joints out. And then she did push-ups right after. Whatever you're eating, you need to start training young people. You need to start letting people know this is what I eat. This is my diet. This is how I move. I walk every day. You can do that. Good job. Big ups to you, Darnice. Big ups to you. Big props to you. Also, guys, anyone that's looking to start their YouTube journey, let me know. There's a whole bunch of people doing it. Some of you already have YouTube channels where you've posted a video or two and you don't know where to go from there. Let me know. Also, if you're aware of anyone that owns a business, own a company, and they have staff, I would love to train their staff on YouTube. Like, I would love to speak to them about and answer all of their questions that they may have, because it could potentially help boost their business, and it could potentially help every single person in their company with their own personal YouTube channels. And I would love to help them out. That's what I've been walking up to companies, handing out my business cards for, letting them know, yo, this is what I do. Like, I'm no longer, well, I'm also a YouTube ad that I created. I created a YouTube ad that presents on my own videos, and I've run ads before on my services, but now I'm brick and mortar. I'm knocking on doors. I'm shaking hands of company owners and managers, and I'm letting them know this is what I'm doing, trying to take it to the next level, because I believe in it, especially if you do it correctly. And all this stuff, all of the cameras and the monitors and the lights and the microphones, the super professional microphones, and having your own studio and all of this stuff, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. I know people who are getting way more views from their car with their phone than a lot of people that got the whole studio set up. So, you know what I mean? It's ways to do it in between your schedule that you already have going on. You ain't got to be like everybody else. You can be yourself, be what God created you to be, and still thrive on these platforms, potentially bringing in some extra money for you and your family. And from my own experience, and from the experience of some people who I've helped, this could carry on to an actual full-time situation where you don't even have to check into no job anymore. You ain't got to do that. Like, this could be that. This could be it. And Instagram works the same way. TikTok works the same way. X works the same way. Facebook works the same way. And at some point, you guys need to be like, stop saying, oh, that's not me. That's not my lane. That's not what I'm about. I'm not a content creator. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not this. I'm not that. What are you then? You're the thing that you sought after in order to get a paycheck? Like, is that what you are? I'm an admin. I'm an administrative assistant. I'm an HR representative. I'm a this. I'm a that. Like, that's what you are? Your job dictates who you are? You are what you say you are. You are what you do. You are your actions. You are, you know what I mean, many things. You're not a monolith. And you can learn how to do anything, especially this YouTube thing. I'm trying to tell you. Telling you something I know. The camera that I currently use is a Sony ZV-1. That's the one that I use for my studio sessions. The one I use for Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, where I'm getting I get a lot of views on all of those platforms. Everything's coming from my phone. And not only do I use my phone, but I use the inside camera. Like, I use the inside camera. I don't even use this. I use this camera right here. So, and that's not the good camera to use. The inside camera, you're not supposed to use that. But I use my inside camera and it still works. It gets you numbers. It gets you paid from these other platforms. It gets you brand deals and sponsorships. Like, it elevates you. It builds up your confidence. It's so many different things. And a lot of times people are doing videos now where their face is not even in it. I'm a part of a training right now as we speak where I'm learning how to do faceless content at a very high level. So it helps to be in this industry, but like, I'm just saying, look out for yourself. Like, some of us start extra businesses. Like, I just now started a hauling business, and a junk removal business. Same difference. And eventually I'm going to start moving up and getting trailers and box trucks and all this other stuff and do it at a bigger level. And I'm going to have something on the outside where I can hire people I can give people business opportunities, give people job opportunities. Like, I know people who need jobs. And then there's a bunch of people who work at different companies that are looking for an opportunity to level up. So, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to use every single gift that the Lord blessed me with to not only do well with my gifts, but try to elevate other people in the process. So, yeah. He said, sorry, I'm out hauling. Let me see here. Any other questions when it comes to this YouTube stuff, guys? Any. Excuse me. Let's see here. So I'm going to share this with you all. When y'all get a chance, I want y'all to check out that link I just now put inside of here. That's my new link for signing up for coaching or speaking engagements or, you know, anything like that. Or you just want to book a session to ask me some questions, you can do that as well. But I'm really trying to help people out, man. Let me see here. What else do we have to show for today? Move all this stuff, man. And just so y'all know, I don't like talking about Lindsay Clancy thing. I really don't. I feel for them babies. For real. I feel for the babies. I feel for the dad, you know, that no longer has his babies. Because the biggest blessing in my life is my family. Period. And I could just imagine what someone else who started a beautiful family is thinking right now after losing their family. Let me see. Charlie 740 says, we're going to get together for that in October. Halloween. Let's get it. Van, you have a great show. The grifters in the chat make it fun. Why are you going to call my people grifters though, man? Your message is getting through. Keep it up, my man. God bless. God bless the LFR family. Catch you next time. Bless you. Bless you, family. I appreciate you. Blessings to you and your family. Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate it. And Van, you got some money online, and that's great. Hauling is the best. New jobs for young people. Oh yeah. Yeah. Trust me. Get it how you live. That's what you're supposed to do, right? But yeah, thank y'all so much for checking us out. Make sure y'all take down the link that I put up. Go check that out as well. And again, if you know anybody that's running any businesses that would like for me to speak to their staff or to themselves and let them know how to do this, I would love for you to forward my link to them so that we can get it popping. But until next time, y'all have an amazing day. Enjoy your weekend. Continue to love on each other. Continue to love on yourselves as well. And just try to be good people. Just try to be good people. Okay? All right. And signing out with my ad. Peace. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have, trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing, we have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.